All right, it's time for another comparison. Today we're taking a look at some other brands. It's very easy to do some comparisons with like Martin and Taylor and Gibson, but if you look a little bit outside of those circles, you'll find some really cool guitar brands that make some phenomenal instruments. Today we're taking a look at the Larrivee OM-09, and we're comparing it against the Alvarez Yairi FYM70 CE. Yes, I know one has a cutaway and the other one doesn't. Don't bust my balls over this, but it's going to be a great comparison, so stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, and like our videos. And if you want to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom swag and check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts at. So, these are different brands than what we often would feature or what most people would feature on the internet. They're the underdogs, so to speak, if you really compare them to the behemoths that are Gibson, Martin, Taylor, and maybe a few others in the acoustic guitar realm. Smaller companies producing guitars of really fantastic quality, but maybe aren't on everybody's radar. And so I wanted to do this comparison to kind of, one, feature these guitars and show you how these manufacturers approach their tone, because they are going to be a little different. Let's start with the Larrivee. So Larrivee has become a recent addition to our lineup here. They've been around for a while. In our previous videos where I talked about them, I talked a little bit about when I became aware of these guitars. It was when I was in college. There was a guy in our dorm room that had, I think it was like a D03. So this would be the early aughts. And I graduated in '99, if anyone needs to do the math from high school. He had a really nice guitar, and I think it was one of the first really high quality guitars that I had the opportunity to play. At that point, I played Yamahas. I played an old 1960s era Guild Jumbo that was pretty cool. And I played some really nice electrics. And then that was pretty much it. And I had the opportunity in that dorm room to play two nice guitars. One was that D03, and the other one was a Taylor 414 CE from that era. So like a late 90s Taylor 414 CE. And they were both really fantastic guitars. I was impressed with the Larrivee. And then later on, there was another member of the family that had a D03 that was really cool. I just dug the guitars. They had their own kind of vibe to them. And I've often admired what Larrivee has done. Years ago, they moved from Canada to manufacturing in California. And they've kept up with their own unique designs, their aesthetic choices, and really just making fantastic guitars. So this one is part of their contemporary series. It is the OM-09. Figured maple binding, East Indian rosewood back and sides, Sitka spruce top, abalone rosette, nice tortoiseshell pickguard, ebony bridge, and fingerboard that's bound in maple again, mahogany neck, simple dot inlay, and the really nice carved headstock with the Larrivee logo that's outlined in that silver. One of the things that's also very cool, kind of understated, these tuners have the Jean Larrivee logo kind of laser etched on the back of them. It's a really nice guitar. It has its own kind of aesthetic and feel to it. For instance, the heel has a really pronounced point that it comes to in this all solid mahogany neck. Gloss finish, which is less common, particularly in this price point on a lot of guitars. A really fantastic feel to it and a really nice sound. The bracing on this is different than what you'll find on a lot of guitars. It's a symmetrical bracing. And so it's X-brace with symmetrical tone bars. And what that does is it creates a very even response across the spectrum of the guitar. You get really nice sustain. You get that scooped sound that you expect from rosewood with the overtones. But yeah, it's very balanced. It's a very balanced OM. I like it a lot. And I love the aesthetic choices that they went with it. This particular guitar does not have a pickup of any kind. They do something I like. I wish more manufacturers do this. If you take that out, it's already drilled. It's easy to install one. So, big fan. 1 3/4 inch nut width on this one and this one, which I like a lot. Now this one does have a pickup. It is the Alvarez Yairi FYM70 CE. This one is manufactured in Japan. It is their OM with a cutaway, so you can get this with or without a cutaway. We've reviewed these guitars before, and they are phenomenal. Now, there are some key differences to this. It's got ivory binding. You can see that, talked about that triangular sharp shape. This is rounded off a bit. It also has a scarf joint in the heel. It is not a single piece, but it's a really nice neck, satin finish with a really nice feel to it. You've got Goto 510 tuners, ebony buttons, satin rosewood headstock overlay with a very simple Alvarez Yairi logo. A pretty much unadorned fretboard, except for the logo at the 12th fret. By the way, interestingly enough, both of these guitars have a single side dot inlay for the 12th fret position. And I don't know why that choice is made. It works if you're used to it. If you watch during our demo of this, there's a point at the very end of a song, I don't remember if it was on the Larrivee, I think it was the Larrivee, because I think I played that one first, that there's just a fraction of a second where I second guessed if it was the 12th fret or not. Because I'm used to seeing two dots there, everybody. So, just food for thought. It's got a real nice Venetian cutaway to it. And here's one of the things I love about the aesthetic for the Yairi guitars. We've got the dual couple bridge in ebony. It hits the top a little bit different in the tension it provides, and I really, really like it. And there's a very clean aesthetic with this dual ring rosette, where it's the abalone on the outer ring. And then you probably, I don't know if you can see it as I move it, but there's a clear pickguard here. They are really good with clear pickguard applications and the material that they're using. It's thin, but it's thick enough. There's this nice bevel, and head on, you cannot even see that the pickguard is there. I'm a fan, okay? I know it seems like a little thing, but that's quality. This has the, is it the FST9 bracing? I've said it so many times, but it's the forward shifted X bracing pattern that is scalped and really follows kind of a more traditional X brace pattern where it has asymmetrical tone bars. And so the design of that is to allow the low end to come out a little bit more. Despite that, I actually found a lot in common between the two voicings of these guitars. Being that they're the same tone woods, sure, but the bracing's a little different. They're different builders. And of course, they have a wildly different aesthetic, but I like them both. Let's take a listen so you can hear for yourself. All right, so there you have it. As you can see between these two guitars, the Larrivee, while being part of their contemporary series, has a decidedly more traditional look to it, whereas the Alvarez Yairi model certainly has a different aesthetic, owing to its Japanese heritage. And we've said repeatedly with these particular guitars, we like that particular understated look. I really like both of them, but when something's different and cool, it appeals to me. So I like both of these guitars a lot. They both play really well. They're both set up very, very well. And shockingly, they sound closer than what I would have thought they would have sounded like. There's a bit more balance and a bit more focus on the Larrivee. But yeah, I kind of expected there to be a bigger gulf between the response of these guitars. So there you have it. My curiosity for you is, which guitar would you choose? Let us know in the comments below what you thought of these guitars, and were they on your radar previously? I think there's a lot of brands out there, to be honest with you, that we would struggle to cover completely. But, personal anecdote, I remember about the time, when I was younger and I was getting, exposed to some really nice guitars, I would look at like Acoustic Guitar Magazine and look through some of the ads in the back for brands I had never heard of, or try to become familiar with guitars that artists were playing, like C. Fox guitars or Langejans. Like, who are these builders? The Godins and whatnot that are out there in the world that are building fantastic instruments, but don't maybe have the larger recognition to the general public. So hopefully you've learned something new today, or you've been confirmed that these are fantastic guitars. But let us know what you think. If you have questions about these guitars or anything from these builders or others, you can ask us on our website. We're here to help. Just go to alamomusic.com. You can give us a call, email, or you can chat with us online, and a real person is going to chat with you. Maybe it's me, Cooper, David, John, but we're here to help you find the guitar of your dreams. And if you're new to our YouTube channel, do us a favor and subscribe. Help us grow our numbers to reach a wider audience. Subscribe, turn on notifications, like the videos, share them with your friends. I'll see you next time.